My name is Gregory Camp. I'm a senior lecturer here at the University of Auckland School of Music. I teach a variety of courses in music theory and music history and other aspects of music study. I've been involved with music for about as long as I can remember. My mother is a choir director in the United States, so I grew up surrounded by music in my house, sang in choirs all through high school, and then went to university for a music degree, and then on to the University of Oxford for my postgrad study, and then from there went here to Auckland to teach at the university. With me here today is one of our composition students, Rocielli Fernando.
Hi, I'm Rocielli. I study composition in my honors year. My family was quite a musical family. My mom and dad started performing in church and they played music around the house, and that kind of influenced me as a kid. And so I gravitated to music. In high school, that was where I started composing, and so that was where my passion for composition grew. And that was what led me to study composition at university.
We have a number of different pathways here at the School of Music. You can focus on classical performance, jazz, composition, popular music, or music studies. Music studies is our newest specialization and our broadest one. So if either you're not quite sure where you want to go with music, or if you want the broadest base possible, music studies would be a good choice for you. That specialization allows you to have a taster of a few composition courses, a few performance courses if you pass the audition for those, plus music theory and music history, musicology courses as well. In the School of Music, we have a lot of great facilities, a number of different performance spaces, including a black box space called the Kenneth Myers Center. We have our music theater. We have this space, which is our early keyboard room, and it's also used for teaching and for chamber music. We have a number of classrooms. We have a whole block of practice rooms, teaching rooms here in the main building, as well as in a few other buildings spread around campus. The first year of the Bachelor of Music is your immersion into everything musical. You'll be taking a set of core courses, which include some music theory courses and a course called Contemporary Music Culture, which I teach, which covers music in all of its social functions and forms, dipping into various case studies of music across times and across cultures to explore the role that music has in the world today. You'll also start into your concentration. So if you're a composition student, you'll take some composition papers. If you are an instrumentalist, you'll start on your work with your instrument or with your voice. If you're in jazz, you'll start on jazz. If you're in popular music, you'll start with that as well. So the first year is both a taster of the bigger picture of music, as well as an introduction to the specific area of study that you've chosen. Because our School of Music is a quite tight-knit community, you'll have the opportunity to collaborate with students on other streams. You'll meet everybody in your core classes, and through those classes you'll be able to form relationships with people all across the school. So if you're a composer, you'll know who you're writing music for. If you're a performer, you'll get to know composers who you might ask to write you a piece. Rocielli, can you tell us a bit about your own first-year experience?
It was really overwhelming because I just came out of high school and there were a lot of students opposed to my music class in high school. There were about like 5 students in my music class, so yeah, it was just overwhelming. And like you said, there were a lot of classes that we could take as a taster. I really enjoyed the theory courses, actually. A lot of people don't, but I did. One of my highlights from first year was in our composition classes. We got to perform the pieces that we composed ourselves as a short task on any instrument, and one of my friends did hers with kazoos, and they were all stacked into each other, and she performed. It was amazing. Another highlight was taking a jazz history course and condensing the 100 or so years of mostly American jazz history was really interesting for me and fascinating, and it kind of propelled me into my inquiry now as a postgraduate student. So in first year, per semester we would have 4 classes a semester, and normally we would be in campus every day, Monday to Friday. And we have at least one class a day. There would be a mixture of 1-hour lectures and maybe 2-hour lectures. Tutorials, we had them as part of the kind of main courses, and they would normally be 1 hour.
So you might find that you are only in a lecture or in a tutorial for a few hours every week, but that's only the tip of the iceberg to the work that you do. At university, you do a lot of independent work, writing your essay assignments, making your composition, practicing your instrument, collaborating with people, learning from each other as well as from your lecturers. So there's a wide range of activities.
Yeah, and in composition we have workshops every week on Fridays where students and guest composers can demonstrate what they've been doing recently, encouraging the young students to improve, evaluate their own compositions in that way.
All of our streams have a group class. So if you're a voice student, you'll go to voice class. If you're a composition student, you'll go to composition workshop. If you're a piano student, you'll go to piano class, etc. And that, as Rocielli said, that's a great opportunity to learn from each other and from a variety of different teachers.
My favorite part of studying at university was not only the classes, I loved them, most of them, but just the in-between moments, kind of when we're gathering before the class starts, just talking with friends, sharing our favorite music together. Yeah, just that collaboration, just camaraderie with all the music students, regardless of specializations. That's my favorite part of uni.
The application and entry process for our degrees is fairly straightforward. In addition to the standard university entrance requirements, some of our specializations require a little bit of extra input from you. Our performance streams require an audition, usually in person. That's what we prefer because we get a chance to see you in real life, and also you get a chance to meet face-to-face with one of our staff members, so you can see if it's a good fit. But if you can't make it up to Auckland, we can easily allow an online audition as well. So as staff members, what we want to see from students is what they feel shows them off best. We don't mind if it's a very specific piece or a specific type of piece. We want your view of your own best work. For performance auditions, there are a series of dates that open throughout the year. Those dates are advertised online. And when those dates come up, you can arrange an in-person audition or arrange to send an online portfolio through. We will give you a time to come in and perform for us, a selection of pieces from your repertoire, and you'll get the chance to work with one of our staff members as well on whatever your instrument or voice might be. And then not too long after that, we will get in touch with you and let you know if you have an offer of a place. We want to see who you are, what you can do, and what you can bring to us here at the School of Music. Rocielli, how did you find the admissions process to start the degree?
It wasn't that difficult. Waiting for the result, I guess that's part of the process. That was kind of nerve-wracking, especially because I really wanted to get in.
Students who come to study here have all sorts of prior experiences. Some of them had already taken their musical skills to a very high level at school. Others have come to music more recently. We offer some bridging courses that can help you get the skills that you need to take our more upper level courses. For example, if you come in without a lot of music theory knowledge, you can take our beginner's level course. But if you already know a lot of theory, maybe from taking A-levels or NCEA theory modules, you might be able to test out of that course and go straight into the next one, which is more specialized. No matter what your experience is, if you've got the talent and if you've got the passion and if you've got the essential university entrance requirements, we can probably find a place for you. Rocielli, what kinds of experiences had you had with music before you started here?
I am also a pianist, so I have a piano background. And also I sang in choirs in high school, and I still do, in community choirs. So I had some vocal experience and piano experience. I did not take any grades for piano, but I was roughly a grade 5 by the end of year 13. So that kind of helped me in theory and kind of keyboard techniques. In Ncaa Level 3, which is in year 13, I did a couple of composition, internal standards, performance internal standards, and for the examinations, I did oral and theory papers, and I also did the scholarship music, where I had to do a separate exam in analyzing a piece within the 3 hours of the exam, and also submit a portfolio for that scholarship.
My advice for anyone out there who's thinking of applying to do music here at the university is to start stretching your ears, start listening as widely as you can, start learning theory. A lot of people don't like theory, but some of us think that it's the most enjoyable part of music because it's about learning how it works from the inside. Start thinking critically about what you're hearing and what you're doing and why you're doing it when you make your creative musical decisions. We have many students who do conjoint degrees. If you're not sure that music is where you want to go as a career, or if you've got multiple avenues that you think would be interesting, a conjoint might be a great decision. I did a conjoint myself as an undergrad. I did music and international relations.
Oh, I did a conjoint too, in arts and music.
Yeah. So both of us seem to have chosen the music side of things, but having those other skills are useful for my music stuff as well. It's given me a different perspective from what a lot of people have, a broader and wider perspective on the music. What do you think? Is there anything that you wish you'd known before you started?
Well, I'm a huge introvert, so my advice to myself in starting my university journey is to not be afraid to make friends. Networking and collaborating is the main thing that I've learned from university, because who else can perform my compositions, right? Yeah, that's the main thing that I would tell my younger self. What I would say to students is just embrace the university life. Don't take it for granted. 3-4 years is not as long as you think, so join that club. There are a lot of clubs that you can join. There are a lot of music-related ones, choirs, chamber ensembles. Yeah, just enjoy.